Hey guys, how you doing? This is Bruce Kiefer, and I'm coming to you live from Lutz, Florida. And I hope everybody's enjoying my videos. I've been making quite a few of them, and what I especially like about doing them is my mind and my thoughts do not get distracted by any outside interferences. Because when I focus and I speak, I can continue my thought process rather easily. And when I don't write it down, there's nothing to intrude me or stop me from speaking the way I want to. And so today, what I thought I would do, since I do have extensive knowledge in a lot of these areas and have had it for many years, and oftentimes it's kind of overlooked. It's overlooked by a lot of people because they don't really understand it, because they focus on other more practical aspects of their lives, which is fine. I wanted to share a little bit more about each astrology sign, each astrology sun sign, zodiac sign. When people say, well, I'm an Aries, or I'm a Virgo, or I'm a Scorpio, or I'm a Sagittarian, I'm a Cancer, whatever they happen to be. But a lot of people know that they are what they are, but they don't really know really what's inside of it, or the philosophy behind it, or what makes up that type of character, what stands out, what doesn't. So I thought I would just share a little bit about each sign here for a moment. There's 12 of them, as we know, and so if you start with the first one, which is Aries, the very first thing you know about Aries is that the first of the sign is ruled by the head. It's also ruled by the planet Mars. So when you think in terms of being headstrong, think of an Aries. Think of an Aries for a moment. One thing about an Aries child too, if you happen to have one, is that because the head is pertinent to them, it might be something where you might want to protect them regarding their head when they're little guys, so they don't run into walls and things like that with their head. So that's something that very much to be known about the Aries personality. Then you go to Taurus, and Taurus is more of a central. It's more of a central sign because it's ruled by the planet Venus, and the neck is the area which is associated with Taurus, like the throat, because everything is kind of central. How they feel. Taurus likes to build. They like to build. They like to have security. That's why they call him Taurus the bull, because the bull doesn't want to change. They're very resistant to change. So understand, if you're talking to a Taurus person, there's a good chance that security and consistency and insurance and anything like this is going to be a factor. The voice also, Taurus people tend to be good singers sometimes too. Then you shift into the next sign, which is Gemini, and Gemini is very much what we call an air sign. It's an air sign. By the way, Taurus is an earth sign, but Gemini is an air sign. So the very first thing you know about them is they're going to be mental. They're going to be mental, and because they're the sign of the twins and ruled by Mercury, they amplify different personalities so many times. One day they'll be thinking one thing, next thing they can be something else. So in order to have a fun conversation with the Gemini, you have to be a little bit exciting. You can't be real boring. If you're real boring, you're going to lose Gemini's interest very quickly, because it's not going to stimulate their mind. Their mind needs to be stimulated because they're an air sign. They're an air sign, and so it's very important that you understand that the mind is going to be a part of the mind movement. Things, quickness, moving fast back and forth quickly, is Gemini is actually kind of like that. Well, then you shift into the Cancer. The Cancer is the next sign, and what happens with the Cancer is that they're ruled by more of what we call being home. They can be what they call mama's boys. It's very associated with the mother. And the sign of the moon, which means Cancers can be very emotionally up and down. That's why they sometimes call them loony. The lunar, the sign of the moon. And when you think about that, so Cancers can be very unpredictable in terms of their emotion. One day they can be really upbeat, the next minute they can be down in the dumps. And so as a result of that, as a parent, you have to understand this cycle going back and forth. You don't know if you're going to have a loony child or you're going to have more of a solemn, quiet child. You know, that's why they say cancers oftentimes hide in their shells and they come out when they want to. But home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is with a Cancer. So you kind of have to know that and understand these people born in July are conditioned to home and family. Then you shift into Leo. In fact, I'm only going to do 6 signs because it's taking a little longer than I wanted to. But then we'll do the other 6 after we get to Virgo. Then you come into Leo. The Leo, which is the next sign. Now all of a sudden you have somebody who wants authority. Now you have somebody who has a high ego. Now you have somebody who wants to be adored. You know, these are the ones that when you go into their house, they have all the lavish furnishings, and sometimes they have lions and animals around too, because Leo is the sign of the lion. So the sun is very much associated with Leo as well, and it's also ruled by the heart. The heart is very, very important to the Leo. So they are kind and they will do things for people, but at the same time, I think they expect something back as well, because you have to give them their just due, give them their stage. If you have a Leo employee, get them up to speak. Get them up to speak, because there's a good chance they might want to. So, and then you shift over into Virgo, and Virgo is your little meticulous guy. That's the one who's a little analytical one, the bookkeeper, and you know, the one who you know, likes to be a little nitpicky and critical. I'm a Virgo, so I can get detailed whenever I want to. But at the same time, I also try and be you know, a worker, be of service to people, not focus as much on getting the money as much as providing the service. That's something to know about a Virgo too. Virgo is ruled by the intestine. So a lot of times health is going to be very, very important to Virgo, as far as eating the right kind of food and making sure that nutrition is in order. And also Virgos like to be clean. So it's oftentimes Virgos will take 3 or 4 showers a day in certain cases. So it's something to be aware of, because if you're going to be with a Virgo, understand you have somebody nitpicky to kind of deal with. So I'm going to stop here. We did I think it was 6 signs, something like that. And next time with next video, we'll do the remaining 6, starting with Libra and going on to Scorpio, and then on to Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and the Pisces. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. You know, this to me is meaningful. This to me is helpful, and especially when you have children on all these different kinds of signs, it's very, very important to know these energies of who your children are. So I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you will subscribe, and I'm going to keep making these videos because I enjoy it. I flat out enjoy it, and I hope you would do too. And I like speaking about it. Okay, guys, it gives me a little stage, gives me a little opportunity to speak about what I know too. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. It's Bruce, talking numbers, energies, and all kinds of other good things. Talk to you later. Okay, bye.